What's up, all my beautiful loves? Welcome to my channel. My name is Heather, and this is the Fluffy Oracle. Today's pick a card topic is going to be, should you make a move, and the guidance surrounding that. I also have some tarot decks here on the side for some extra clarification and some extra guidance to help you out with these readings. For your choices, we have the Oracle of the Dragon Fae for pile number 1. For pile number 2, or deck number 2, we have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, and for deck number 3, we have the Oracle of the Shadows and Light. These are all Lucy Cavendish decks. I will have some links down below in case you'd like to check them out and maybe add them to your wonderful deck collections. Timestamps, as usual, will be down in the description box and as well as in the first comment from my mobile users. I just want to take a minute to make a quick announcement that I have just launched my official website. All the information for that will be down below as well if you'd like to book a personal reading with me. So please feel free to take as much time as you need to pick whichever pile calls or deck calls to you the most. Remember, you don't have to pick just one. If you would like, you can watch them all because, as you know, these readings are general, so I do ask you to keep an open mind and to take what resonates and leave the rest if it does not. If you are called to more than one pile, that means usually there's just more than one set of messages for you in this reading today. So without further ado, we will go ahead and jump in with the Oracle of the Dragon Fae, and I will see you in just a sec at your choice. Alrighty, so for my loves who chose the Oracle of the Dragon Fae for deck number 1, let's get into your reading and see what your messages are. So first, let's find out what will happen if you make a move. This is not a yes or no question or answer reading, and I'll explain why in just a sec as we keep going. So we're going to first find out the guidance for what will happen if you make a move. And then we'll find out guidance for what will happen if you don't make a move. And then after that, we'll expand and see what you should do and the guidance that surrounds both of those topics. So, what happens if you do? We have the Green Lady of Gaunch. Yeah. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. It's called the Chosen One, or Chosen One. So basically this choice is saying you need to make the move. You need to step up and kind of search within your heart and within your, deep within your soul and figure out what it is you truly want to do to make this move and how you can go about it. So let's do some expansion with that first, and then we'll get to what happens if you don't. So how can you go about making this move? What would be the best course of action? And then we'll pull some tarot as well. Nope. So, I Comfort You, which has Grandmother Magics. And then we have Gaia's Dragon with Divine Union. These are some really pretty cards. So, by making the move, they're asking you to nurture your connection. So basically make a heartfelt gesture is what I'm getting with this and what I'm hearing. And I feel like it will put you in a position of kind of like strength and courage as well when you make this move with this heartfelt gesture to nurture the relationship or the choice it is that you chose to make with this. However, this connection resonates with you, whether it be with love or friendship or even like a business connection. So if it's for a job that you're going for, they're asking you to kind of seek within and see if this is what you truly desire within. And if it is, and this is what your heart's been calling you to do for what you would like to do, for your life's purpose or your job or whatever, they're asking you to go ahead and make the move and to take charge and to have strength and courage with doing so. If this is for a love relationship, they're asking you to make the heartfelt gesture and to have strength and courage within yourself because you have the strength and power to do this. So let's get some tarot advice. I am using the Game of Thrones tarot as well as the Beautiful Creatures tarot. I'm like, I couldn't think of the name of the tarot deck, so I started to use. I'm like, wow, total brain fart. can't shuffle today either, apparently. I'm like, all right, let's get it together. Like technical difficulties here. All right, so in the past, even though you may not have had very much success, and it's left you kind of like on guard with the Nine of Spears, which is the Nine of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Swords. And then the Six of Cups. So even though in the past you may have kind of felt like you may have rushed things and felt a bit on guard, it's something that you can finally lower that guard to, is what I feel. And actually sit down and take the time to have that heart-to-heart discussion, is what I feel from looking at the cards with the Six of Cups. While Sansa is talking to Jon Snow, kind of like having a heartfelt reunion conversation with the Six of Cups, because they hadn't seen each other in a long time by that time. I don't know if a lot of you watch Game of Thrones or not, but that's what the scene in the card reminds me of. That was one of my favorite TV series, absolutely, of all time to watch, is the Game of Thrones series. I'm so saddened to see it end, but I like the fact that they're doing some sequels to it. I kind of really hope that they do an Arya spinoff, because I would really love to see what's west of Westeros. Because for those of you who have followed it, she was thinking about going west of Westeros and exploring. So we have the Seven of Spears, the World, and the Four of Cups. So, if you're going to make this gesture, it's going to take a little bit of courage and extra strength to kind of really jump in and go for it, and to get their attention in order for them to accept the offer, especially if you want a new beginning. Alrighty? So let's see what happens if you don't make the move, or a move. We have the listener, sacred silence. So basically you will be left sitting there in silence and forever holding your peace, is what I'm getting from that card. It's kind of like cut and dry with this one, is how I feel. There's very lackluster energy, no movement at all. I want to see if there's any surrounding guidance for what you should be doing if you don't make this move, or what would happen technically as an expansion for it. We have Apala. You are a peaceful being. So basically you are just sitting in silence and forever holding your peace. So let's get some tarot guidance on that and see how we can expand that. I'm going to move these cards. So let's see what the repercussions are of her forever holding your peace and not making a move and just staying to yourself with the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. So what's the outcome of this? Page of Cups, the Emperor, and the Seven of Swords. So while you're sitting there in silence and forever holding your peace and kind of being in control of yourself and everything around you and kind of staying to yourself, you're missing an opportunity in love for this part. And you're letting it kind of get away with the Seven of Swords. So I feel like you're kind of gypping yourself. You're betraying your own self and kind of being arrogant and selfish and kind of just almost miserly, I feel. Very lonely, because it says sovereignty on the Emperor card. But I feel like you would be kind of missing out and depriving yourself of an opportunity if you were to not make a move. Because we have the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles that just popped out, which is kind of odd. So you would be depriving yourself of having a life of luxury and having sweet reward and having everything that you deserve and desire because you chose to sit and stay guarded and hide behind a veil, basically, or a false pretense, is how I feel, by staying guarded. If you forever hide behind this shroud or this veil, how are people going to see you and get to know you and kind of have a relationship with you if that's what you desire? If you desire love, how are people supposed to be with you and get with you if you don't, get off your butts and go out into the world once in a while and say hello? I know it's kind of hard, and I know it's very, difficult for some people with social anxiety and issues like that. And for some cultures, it's kind of not, not advisable or not allowed. But if you are quite capable of going out and, being in the world and of the world and kind of talking to people, you kind of are being asked to live a little. Take the risk, because if you don't take the risk, you don't get to reap the reward. Make sense? So, these are your messages. I do hope that this helped you and that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this reading, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you would like, and not much of these messages resonated with you and you would like to get a personal reading, feel free to check out my new website. Information for that will be down below. And I will see you guys next reading. Alrighty, so for deck number 2, my loves who chose the Shapeshifter Oracle, let's get into your messages. So let's see what would happen in the guidance around if you do make a move and kind of how you should go about it. I do have some tarot cards off to the side here that we will be using as the clarifiers and expansion. And then we will also do a set for what happens if you don't make a move and the guidance surrounding that. So, should you make a move and how should you go about it? We have the Delicate Fairy and her ferrets. Change is natural, good, and yes, it can hurt. So, they're asking you with this, it's pretty much kind of a cut and dry, yes, you should make a move with this, but this is not a yes or no reading. This is guidance for if you should make a move, and then you can decide whether you want to or not. So, with this card, they're asking you to make a delicate approach. One that's most comfortable for you, because I feel a sense of shyness because of the ferrets. Ferrets to me are very shy creatures in nature, but they're also very sweet-hearted, but they do have a bit of a bite when they get in fear mode. So, with the shyness, they're asking you to take a delicate approach. They do understand that with this delicate approach, there can be some rejection, but let's see the guidance that's surrounding that in order to help you out, and then we'll pull some tarot cards for that. I know that there's a fear of rejection with this, a very strong sense of fear of rejection, I feel, with this card for some of you. If that is the case, it's fine. Just take your time with making the approach if and when you feel comfortable. But like I said, we were also going to do a set for what happens if you don't make the approach or the move. So what's the guidance for how you can go about this to help you and to give you the strength and courage to make the appropriate decision and move at this time? So we have Alice in the Sea of Tears with Castaway Out of Your Depth, Feeling Abandoned. So with this, I feel like even though you may feel like you're almost a little bit in over your head, I feel like it's okay because it's kind of new territory for you. we have the black cat with lost magic, atonement, and rebalance. So it's just something that you would have to kind of make sure that you're comfortable with and have a sense of balanced feeling with kind of approaching this emotionally and mentally for yourself. Because I feel like if this is a new type of situation for you or something new for you, kind of, something that's not your usual and outside of the box for you, it's something that you're going to kind of need to feel more balanced with a balanced approach. We have the unending sadness of looking back. Endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. So I get that for some of you in the past that you haven't, by making the move, you've had kind of negative repercussions in the past, or like kind of like rejection and letdown in the past. From trying to make a move and basically you just got shut down in that process. So having that problem from the past and that rejection in the past kind of weighs heavy on this, and it's making you really think twice and shy away from it. So we have butterfly ferrets. I am reborn. Lots of ferrets. Okay, so because there's like tons of ferrets in this reading, like there's oh no, that's a rat. Sorry. I almost thought it was a ferret from the way the head looked. But you've got 2 cards that have ferrets in it. So the fact that there's so many ferrets in this, I want some of you guys to look up what ferrets actually mean and kind of feel out what they would mean for you. So with the butterfly ferrets, I am reborn. I feel like taking a new approach and kind of transforming yourself out of this shyness into this beautiful, kind of rebalanced, emotionally charged, courageous, passionate person with taking a chance and stepping forward. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a book on animals and look up ferrets for you guys and kind of give you the definition of it for 1 second. All right, so this is the one and only time I am ever probably going to read from the guidebook, or at least that I have to. I feel like, because I went through all of my books and there's nothing on ferrets, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? So I went to the actual deck book to figure out what these cards are. And I like 24's message for the divination. So I'm going to read the divination section for you guys. And I'm pretty sure that you'll find that it actually goes with what I was saying before as to the transition and getting used to it and kind of embracing the change and making the bold move and kind of releasing old hurts and the past and finally letting them go and letting those past transformations transform you into a beautiful individual who is brave and still loving and absolutely beautiful within. So the divination reads, one cycle has ended. When a cycle changes, or when we choose to create change courageously by challenging our limited self-beliefs, questioning our attachments to truths, or releasing our attachment to the way in which our lives should manifest, we are either by choice or by contract undergoing the initiation, or an initiation, All initiations are in some way difficult, because they ask us to step out of our comfort zone and into the new, the unfamiliar, and the unexpected in order to expand the self. A new friend or advisor or piece of information will empower you. You must now shift the focus from what you fear to what you wish to become and face what it is that what it is that is frightening you needlessly. It will not kill you. It might hurt a bit, but results will make it worth it. So basically, by choosing to face fear head on and make that move and be bold and courageous will help you out in the long run. Let the past go, let it fall away, because you don't want that to manifest. So the more you hold on to fear, the more the fear will manifest. Make sense? So I'm going to use the Game of Thrones tarot cards for this section and see what the tarot guidance is for helping us out with this. Oop. And if there's any other messages that want to come through for making the move and how you should go about it. And then we'll see what's going to happen when you don't. Ooh. So, awesome cards here. We have Six of Spears, King of Cups, and the Fool. So by taking charge and stepping into your power of emotions, you will have success and a new beginning. Now, if that's not a good enough outcome, I don't know what is. If you make this move, there is a high probable cause for success because you've finally taken hold of your emotions and put yourself in charge and become the King of Cups type of energy, and you've taken the leap of faith with the Fool card and chose to head bravely into that new direction and kind of face your fears head on instead of having your back towards them. Alrighty? Because in this Fool card, the dragon is right behind him and he's just like, what do I do if I turn around? So by choosing to face your fears and bravely, go forward and to take charge of your emotions, there's success awaiting you with the Six of Spears or Six of Wands in this deck. Alrighty, my loves. So let's get into finding out what's going to happen if you don't make a move and the advice for that. So, I'm like, I know I put some cards upside down, so I want them all in the right order before I continue to shuffle. So what is the advice for not making the move and the outcome of it? Mermaid in a koi pond. Rediscover your individuality. Become the dragon. So by not facing your fears and not making the move, you won't be able to rediscover who you really are and reclaim your authoritative over your emotional state, is what I feel with this. There won't be a rebirth because this is to go with not making the move. We have the Golden Phoenix. Something you thought finished burst back into life. So by holding on to that fear, guess what manifests? That fear that you've held on to. It comes back to bite you in the butt if you don't make this move and you hold on to the fear state mindset of it. So that's the downside of this if you don't make the move and you decide to do nothing. So let's see what the tarot has to say about that. So because I don't read upside down or reverse cards, even though I put the deck in reverse completely, we have the Decadence, which is Abruption, Ten of Pentacles, Legacy, but that would be in reverse, and then we have the Three of Swords with Disappointment. So, heartbreak, not really having everything that you want, if I were to keep this in the reverse meaning, and then the Abruption, there would be a break between the two of you, which would lead you to heartache and not having the satisfaction of the Ten of Pentacles and kind of making the transformation that's most needed. And you having to continuously defend yourself and try and figure out what it is that you're missing with the Magician. And also kind of trying to be almost avoid being manipulated in the situation. Because I feel like that's part of one of the fears of someone out there, is being manipulated or taken advantage of, which will manifest if you don't make the move. You're afraid that someone will take advantage of your kindness and that you'll have to kind of put up a fight in order to not have that happen. And you'll have to make a terrible decision, head over heart, whether you want to stay in this miserable situation or break it off and still have a broken heart regardless. I hate to put it that way, but that's the way this is reading towards, what I'm getting. I hate the duality of the situation of it for you guys, because it's like, what do you do when the fear manifests itself and it comes in and it breaks your heart all over again? What do you do? It causes a terrible abruption, and it causes you to kind of hide your heart away, lock it away so that nobody can get it. And then you're always on guard after that. And then it puts you in a situation not being able to trust your current partner in the situation, because you feel like they're always wearing a false mask and that they're kind of out to get you or take advantage of you, is what I get from this. And you run the risk of losing that great relationship. So, these are your messages. I do hope that this resonated for you and that this does help you, and that you do make the choice to make that transformation and have that beautiful happiness that you so deserve with your relationship, instead of making the decision not to make a move because of the past and what happened, and letting the fear manifest into something that's way worse than what it could have been. Alrighty? Know that I love you, and then I will see you next reading. Have a blessed one. Alrighty, so for my loves that chose pile number 3 or deck number 3, the Shadows and Light Oracle, let's get into your messages. So we're going to start off with the outcome of what will happen and the guidance surrounding it if you do make a move. This is not a yes or no answer. This is just the guidance for if you do take the action. And then we'll also do a portion for if you don't choose to make a move and you stay kind of to yourself, and the outcome for that. I also have some tarot decks here on this side to expand the messages and also give us some extra clarity and guidance. So, what will happen if you make the move? Or a move? We have a clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. So, this is basically a get off your butt and try out whatever the idea or aha moment was that popped in your head when you first clicked on this reading with making a move. Well, after you made your choice and seen the card or whatever. Whatever idea you've been mulling around in your head with that aha moment to make a move. They're giving you the green light and go ahead. Being that Spirit is giving you the proverbial green light here, hence the green light in the picture, to make the move. We have 3 witches, or the 2 little witches, excuse me. Magical space, clearing time. So, by making time to make the move, and also taking your time to make this move, I feel that it's making enough room for the magic to happen and for that spark to kind of ignite between the two of you. Your sensuality is beautiful with the sewer mermaid. And then we have Storm Angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. So definitely a major spark between the two of you. And by you kind of taking charge and making this move makes you absolutely physically desirable, even though you may not feel like you look like the hottest, thing on two legs or walking. You are beautiful no matter what to this person. You kind of have a very spark effect, like a very just... You basically have sparks with this person. I can't put it any other way. I'm like, it's just... I don't know. There's a connection between you two that's indescribable, is what I get with this card. It's kind of like the chemistry card from the Romance Angels, where there's like where the woman's putting her finger into the guy's hand and it has a spark, like that. There's a connection there, a divine spark chemistry connection. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say, and what the advice is to help you with this, with moving forward, and what the outcome of it might also actually be as well. So we have the Two of Coins, where it says a Lannister always pays his debts. So, and then we have the Five of Coins and the King of Coins. So with this, I feel like with finally being able to come in out of the cold and giving this relationship a chance and kind of taking your chances and balancing the scales and kind of putting yourself out there instead of holding yourself back, I feel, with the King of Coins, because the King of Coins can kind of be very stingy and withholding in that type of sense. With this, I feel like by being generous and making that move and the decision to finally get up and do something about it and come in from out of the cold instead of sitting there kind of begging and waiting, I feel like you'll have a better chance of success with this. And I want to see what else the tarot has to say, because I was not expecting those cards, but whatever, we're going to roll with it because they came out for a reason. So by pulling things into balance, taking that step and putting yourself forward and starting something new for yourself with that creative spark and that aha idea, it gives you forward movement with the Chariot and the Page of Coins. So that's a very successful outcome, is what I feel, and that you will have success with this forward movement. And I feel like things will go kind of right in line with each other. Traditional and exactly almost the way you want it to achieve, with some surprises, is what I feel with the Hierophant. So let's see what's going to happen if you don't make the move and what the outcome of that situation might actually be. So we'll give these a good shuffle and we'll see what happens. One more. So what happens if you don't make a move? And what is the guidance surrounding that? The Power of Three witchy sisters. So that's probably why I was thinking of the three witches. Because the cards almost look alike. between the 2 witchy sisters and the 3 witchy sisters. So the power of 3. And let's see what else. Dried flower fairy, sweet memories, the 3 fates, witch at the end of the world. And your sensuality is beautiful with the sea mermaid again. So we'll get to that in a minute. So the dried fairy, or flower fairy, says sweet memories. So with these 3 witchy sisters and this other, the 3 fates, what comes around, I feel like by not making the move, I keep hearing third party outcome, and I'm like, that's not cool. And that you'll end up feeling jealous of this person with the way they look and feel like almost at the end of the world. Like, you'll kind of feel like a tower moment, kind of feeling like shocked and as if things have finally come crumbling down to an, and it says an important end, a new beginning. But I keep feeling like it's going to be the end of the relationship if you don't make a move, because this person seems to have a choice to make, whether it be you or them, and a decision to leave a third party. So if that is what this entails, if you chose to make a move to leave instead of being this third party that I'm getting from this situation, and you chose to make the move to kind of detach, you get a new beginning with someone else. Because you've finally taken the initiative to be with someone else and to take a step towards a better relationship, or a chance for a better relationship, is what I get, is how this is kind of tending to tie with the other reading. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Well, that took a turn. My cards always tend to have a mind of their own, and I'm always surprised, especially when that pops out. 3 of Swords, disappointment by not making a move. So by not making a move, there's definitely heartbreak and sorrow, because this person that you are with is probably going to end up choosing the third party over you. If you are involved in a third party situation, say you're the side person, they're going to choose to end up staying with their main person instead of the side person. I hate to put it that way, but I am not going to sugarcoat this, and if that bothers you or upsets you or triggers you, I am truly sorry, but it is what it is. It's how the cookie crumbles. It's how the cards fell and how the situation played out. But you have the choice to make the move and leave this third party situation so that you don't have this heartbreak, and so that there is some sort of equal balance, and the fact that you aren't squandering and kind of ignoring an opportunity that's in front of you with the 4 of Cups and the Temperance card. You're choosing to make a choice to go in the other direction and to take the offering and the chance with a way out of a third party situation. If that is your situation, remember, not all these messages will resonate. And not all these, things will fit your situation to a T, which is why I always say, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I can make it more personally attuned to just you and your situation. Because these readings are general and for a lot of people. Not everything is, for just one person. It's for the masses, unfortunately. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So, make your choice. I would say go for the new beginning, because it seems to be a very beautiful, sparkly new beginning with a lot of love, because we have green crystals with the abundance with the Ace of Pentacles. And for me, green crystals are kind of like heart chakra centered. So, These are your messages. I do hope that you enjoyed this reading and it does help, and that it kind of gives you the boost and the courage and the energy and the healing that you need in order to make a move and do better for yourself. Decide for better for yourself. Have that new beginning, because you deserve better and you deserve love and you deserve to be in a monogamous relationship if that is what you so choose. So, these are your messages. I will see you next reading. Have a blessed one. Know that I love you. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, my website is below. And I will see you next time.